Hello and welcome back to the PlayStation Cove. So I unplugged this beast so I could show you that the Batmanization of my console is complete. Black carbon fiber skin on the accent, fully textured. Resist me now, Catwoman. Resogun was one of the PS4's launch titles, and in a lot of ways seemed like an answer to the twin-stick shooter that launched with the Wii U, Nano Assault Neo. However, Housemarque has a slightly bigger team than Shinen Multimedia, and while these two games seemingly visually share very little in common, they are really not that far apart. It's a twin-stick shooter with a couple of extras. These include the use of bombs for an instant cleanup, boosting to get your ship out of tight encounters, and overdrive to give you a very lightning-y way of obliterating the faces of those enemy voxel life forms. It's pretty simple stuff, until the action quickly ramps up from this to this. The gameplay quickly becomes addicting, not because of how crazy everything becomes on screen, but because you just can't help but enjoy the absolute destruction of everything coming at you, which results in how crazy everything becomes on screen. It's an absolute chaos, and a joyful one. Everything handles in a way that pins the entirety of your survival on your skill, which is just the way I like the challenge to be. If you played your cards right, you'll be ready for every moment with a way out. If you just went all out all the time trying to blast everything with your arsenal all at once, you'll find yourself in tough spots. This is a surprising balance between challenge and skill, and it's what kept me hooked on what very little I had to play. Which brings me to the next segment. It's a budget title, and here's the thing, you can get more out of this game if you buy a bunch of DLC. The base game only has 5 levels and 3 ships. As addictive as the game is, that runs dry pretty quickly. If you want more, you have to cough up some dough for the DLC. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Fortunately, there is one thing that you might have noticed if you were looking closely enough. I was flying a voxel version of Samus' gunship. Yup, this game allows custom ships. I mean, I couldn't help but smile as Mario obliterated everything with lasers. That's quite a power-up. On that topic of power, there are 3 different weapon systems, which might lend to additional replayability and a master difficulty level, but one cannot deny the base game is definitely lacking in the content department, even at its budget price. Furthermore, I tried to get an online game going, but I can understand that no one's really playing anymore. I waited on this screen for several minutes, while I stroked the black carbon fiber on my PS4 for good luck. Beautiful voxels. Voxels everywhere. Just everywhere. The entire game is made up of voxels, and it all runs in a stunningly clear 1080p at 60 frames per second. Sure, it's not exactly big on technology here, but what it does do is execute its purpose of voxel madness with absolute perfection. In fact, the amount of voxel-on-voxel sexiness in action cannot be properly captured with the current level of compression on YouTube videos. It's more something you have to see and feel with your own retinas. The sounds of blowing things up as well as the background music is all fitting as well. It's a surprising presentation level, one that might catch the usual budget gamer off guard. Basically, go ahead, crank it up.
Multiplier up.
This game takes voxels and the word chaos to a whole new level. It also gives you enough strategic decisions to make at its core to get you addicted. Unfortunately, the addiction runs out pretty quickly unless you're willing to cough up some more dough for the DLC. Still, I can't deny that it plays great, it looks great, and it runs great. There's also barely anyone playing online anymore, but if you can find the game on the cheap and want an arcade twin-stick shooter to suck some hours out of your life, well, here it is. I give Resogun an 8.5 out of 10. That's it for today. Subscribe for more PlayStation 4 content greatness. I'll see you next time on the PlayStation Cove.